Guys, bullshit month is almost over. It's almost over. Just one more anime review to go. And to be honest, this is not a bad anime to end off bullshit month. Seriously. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here with the final anime review for Bullshit Month. And thank God for that. And this review is going to be on the anime recently My Sister Is Unusual. Now recently, My Sister Is Unusual follows Mitsuki and Yuya, who are now brother and sister after their parents married each other. And Yuya, he's trying to be a good brother and kind of connect with his new stepsister, but she's making it very difficult for him because she's very distant when it comes to her new brother. She doesn't really talk to him, she doesn't really say much, she just keeps her distance from him mostly. But that's all about to change, because one day while walking home from school, Mitsuki meets this very peculiar girl who goes by the name of Hidori, but between you and me, I call her Horny McSlut. An angel who, in order to get into heaven, must fulfill her last desire here on earth. And her last desire just happens to be forming a romantic relationship with Mitsuki's new stepbrother, Yuya. You see where this is going? And from there, Mitsuki is now forced to help Horny McSlut cross over to the next life in the most convoluted way possible by forming a romantic relationship with her brother. Yeah. Now this was the last anime you all voted on for me to review for Bullshit Month. And to be perfectly honest, I wasn't looking forward to it whatsoever. I mean, after sitting through shit after shit after shit after shit of some of the worst animes I've ever seen in my life, I just really loathed and dreaded the idea of having to experience, sit through, and endure another god-awful, atrocious, piece of shit anime that makes other animes ashamed to even be in the same genre as it. And not only that, this anime is yet another incest anime. And I don't need to go on another tangent about how I feel about incest. I think I made my point very clear in numerous upon numerous other videos here on my channel. So, clearly you can see I wasn't looking forward to this anime. But I promised you guys I would watch it, and I did. And after sitting through the entirety of this anime, I gotta say, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. In fact, I would dare say that this was the best anime for Bullshit Month. And I'm not saying like it's the best anime I've seen all year. It's just compared to all the other atrocities I've seen this month, this was the best out of all 5 of them. It wasn't a god-awful experience like the last few animes that made me want to go shoot myself in the freaking head, but at the same time, it's not the greatest anime out there. It has its faults and its problems. It's just a very decent anime altogether. And to be perfectly honest, once again, I personally don't consider this anime to be an incest anime entirely. It's more of a pseudo-incest anime. An anime that tries to be an incest anime, but isn't fully an incest anime. And I know that sounds very strange, considering that the title is recently, My Sister Is Unusual. And after I told you the premise of a sister that needs to help out this angel to get into heaven by forming a romantic relationship with her brother, it's kind of hard to see how it's not an incest anime. But the reasons I don't categorize it as entirely an incest anime is, first off, the romantic feelings for the brother did not inherently come from the stepsister. It came from somebody else. It came from the spirit that now follows and possesses her body, Hidori, aka Horny McSlut. It was her who has the affection and love for Yuya, not the stepsister. And she just uses the body of the stepsister in order to convey her feelings to the brother. She uses it as a means to get her love out, her affections out. And we can sit here all day until we're blue in the face as to whether or not it counts, because she's technically using the sister's body, so it's still kind of incest, and they kind of do allude to the fact that the sister might have feelings, although it's not quite clear what type of feelings she has. But for my book, because the feelings did not inherently come from the sister herself, it doesn't really count as incest. The sister must be the one that has the romantic feelings, not somebody else. And not only must the sister or stepsister display her affections for her brother, but the brother himself must also play off of those affections to be an incest anime, which Yuya clearly does not do in this entire anime. Whether it's really his sister or the spirit possessing his sister's body, he never does anything with his sister. And he acts more brotherly towards her. He wants to be supportive. He wants to be there for her when she's dealing with some problems or dealing with some issues. He cares about his sister in a brotherly way. And it's because of those two reasons that I don't consider this anime to be entirely an incest anime. And you can debate me all you want, but that's my personal stance on it. So, with all that said and done, let's get to the review. I've been wasting too much time on this topic. The first thing that I liked about this anime, and again it is the most obvious thing, is the animation. I thought it was very solid in this anime, and I did like all the character designs. They were all unique in their own way. There were many nice and sentimental moments in this anime that some of the characters shared with each other that shined a light on a character's backstory and gave us a little bit more of an understanding as to why a character acted a certain way. I especially like the small moments that Mitsuki and Yuya would share with each other, where Mitsuki kind of delves into her past and her backstory, explaining why she acts a certain way or why she was a bit distant towards her brother. And I just love how Yuya will respond to learning about her backstory and telling her that he'll always be there to support her and to be her brother whenever things get tough. I thought those were really touching and well done. I found some of the characters in this anime really entertaining and likable. The first one being Yuya. I know I already talked about him, but I just really liked this character. In fact, he is my favorite character in this entire anime because he's just so damn likable and just a genuinely nice guy. He tries his damnedest to be a good brother to his new stepsister, always being there whenever she gets sick or whenever something bad happens to her. He's always understanding, and some of the comedic situations that he would get caught into I found really humorous. But overall, I like him because he's just a genuinely nice guy and he cares deeply about his sister. No matter how distant or difficult she's being, he's always there to provide a helping hand. I also ended up liking the stepsister Mitsuki. Yes, she starts off as a bit distant and cold towards her stepbrother, but as the series progresses, you start to see more and more of her personality, which is quite entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. She provided some of the more entertaining scenes in this anime because her personality is just so damn interesting. And I did like her development and how much she has grown as a character throughout the entire anime to where she's starting to warm up to her stepbrother and open up to him. And I like to see that progression. And the last character that I liked in this anime was this one character by the name of Yukina, or as Yuya likes to call her, Yukine. And she's basically Yuya's childhood best friend. They grew up together, they had a strong bond when they were little, and she came back and now she's grown up and grown out. And I really liked her personality, very bubbly, very gentle and lighthearted, and I liked her bond with Yuya. It was nice, it was flirtatious, it was cute, it was comical at sometimes, very humorous. It's just standard romantic comedy relationship, but it was done well. And the last thing that I really enjoyed about this anime was this one episode where Mitsuki and her best friend try out all these various clubs. I thought that episode was excellent, really hilarious. The characters were a lot of fun in that episode. It was just a really well done episode, and I wish the entire anime could have been more like that one episode. But as I mentioned earlier, this anime is not without fault. I do have a couple problems with it. And the first problem that I have with this anime was I felt like it threw in incest for the sake of incest and to hide the fact that they didn't have an interesting or compelling story to tell, which is clearly the case. Although, again, I didn't really feel like it was incest. But when you hear that this anime is about a stepsister forming a romantic relationship with her stepbrother, you're gonna try and watch it purely out of curiosity to see where the story is going. But the truth of the matter is, the story's not all that interesting. The only interesting facet about it is the fact that the stepsister has to form a romantic relationship with the stepbrother. That's it. It's a cheap ploy to pull in an audience at best. The next problem that I had, and this kind of ties in with the story being weak, was that the first few episodes, they weren't really that good and they really failed to pull me into the anime. I just didn't find them all that interesting. I got really bored really fast. Now, it does get better as the anime progresses, but those first few episodes, I mean, it was like Snoresville, man. It was just not interesting. Not only was the story in this anime uninteresting, but it's just plagued with so many damn cliches that are painfully obvious and really repetitive. Like, you got the perverted best friend of the main character, you got the big-breasted rival compared to the small-breasted heroine, you got the comedic misunderstandings, just so many of them throughout this entire anime. It just got really irritating. Like, I just wanted them to stop. The next problem that I have with this anime? Horny McSlut. I just really didn't give a damn about her character. I really didn't care much about her. I found her very annoying. I thought her relationship with Mitsuki was very weak, and they failed to dive into her character, who she was before she died, and what her relationship was with Yuya before she died. You don't really know much about this character. She's just a really cute girl that passed away and now haunts Mitsuki to get close to her stepbrother, Yuya. That's all she is. And also tying in with the whole lack of exploration or development for Horny McSlut, there was also a huge lack of exploration or development for some of the other characters, such as Neko, Mitsuki's mom, and Yuya's father. I was especially mad that they didn't explore a little bit more on the character Neko. I mean, they made her out to be this really interesting and enigmatic character who knows a lot. I mean, there are just some of these episodes where she's like, what's going on here? I'm gonna have to do something. And they never explain it. Like, I'm like, how does she know all of this stuff? Is she a spirit? Is she alive? Is she dead? What is she? They never explain it. And the last problem that I had with this anime was its ending. Not only was it a huge cop-out, but I freaking saw it coming. I called it. 3 minutes before it actually happened, I said, this is how the anime is gonna end. And sure enough, that's how it ended. It's freaking predictable. You could see it coming from a mile away. It's a similar ending to Dust Maiden of Amnesia. So if you've seen the ending of Dust Maiden of Amnesia, you can probably guess what the ending is to recently My Sister is Unusual. So overall, recently My Sister is Unusual had its fair share of good and its fair share of bad. I was just pleased that it wasn't an all-out train wreck like the other 4 animes I saw this month, and that I was able to end Bullshit Month on a good note. And that's why I'm gonna give this anime a 3 out of 5 stars. It's okay. If you don't see recently My Sister is Unusual, no one's really gonna beat you up for it. But anyway, what did you guys think about this anime? Did you really enjoy it or did you really hate it? And out of all the 5 animes I reviewed this month, which one did you hate the most? Comment below and let me know. And with all that said, Bullshit Month, at least on anime reviews, is finally over. Finally breathe again. I cannot wait till September when Nostalgia Month kicks in. So stay tuned for all that. Stay tuned for all of these as well. And until the next video comes, guys, Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. I'm Tony Watt II. Happy that it's no longer bullshit month here on the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.